Hey, dividend investors. Today I am going to be talking to you about something that is very special in the news. And that is, well, we have a vaccine. We have a vaccine, which means that the coronavirus is going to be a thing of the past, hopefully very soon. Trump has come out on Friday evening after the markets closed. Thank you for not doing that and screwing up the market on Friday early. But anyways, he came out and said that there's a vaccine. They're going to be releasing it before the end of the year when it comes to people who are in positions of maybe deteriorated health, old age, or people who are in the front lines when it comes to hospitals, nurses, doctors, that kind of a thing, which is fantastic because, of course, I'm just sick and tired of COVID-19. But when it comes to the stock market, there are a few companies that will benefit massively from this. The first one is the company that is essentially helping Phizer, which is one of the companies that we will be talking about later, make the vaccine, and that is BioNTech. They are doing extremely well through this coronavirus pandemic when it comes to the stock market price. They never really had that kind of a massive dip that pretty well everything else had, other than Facebook, Apple, all the others. But so what we're going to be looking at first is BioNTech. And from here, what we see is their chart from essentially when they IPO'd. They IPO'd at $13.82 per share, which is ridiculous considering it's currently at $106 a share, and it was up 4% on Friday. What do you think, insider trader? I'm only joking. That's just great to see if you were invested in that, which I am currently not. However, after hours they went down, which is kind of surprising considering that, of course, this virus is pretty well going to die before the end of next year, which is fantastic. So from there is some quite interesting facts. So for one, there was a little bit of a spike here, there, and of course now here. What's going to happen with this stock? Personally, I wouldn't be buying it up here as of right now, because what's going to happen is the stock market is right now being influenced heavily when it comes to political garbage. So what I'm going to say here is, of course, there's been these spikes, and there's been a small pullback on each one of these spikes. So what's going to happen is this is probably going to be going up a bit higher on Monday and Tuesday, and then it's going to sink back down. It's going to come back down to earth for a bit. Once it goes back down to earth by the end of maybe next week or the week after, that may be a good time to buy. The only issue you're going to be having with it as of right now is how far will that price rise up, and for how much will it come back down. We've seen some sizable decreases from every time there's a spike, and that's going to happen with any stock at all. So personally, if I was to invest in BioNTech on Monday, what I would personally do is, if it's up or down, doesn't matter, I would buy in a little bit, just to get your feet wet. I would not put all of your money all at once into this stock. I would never put all my money into a single stock anyways. I would never suggest doing that. But what I mean by that is I wouldn't go balls out on buying all this stock as of right now. What I would do is buy maybe, let's say you had $10,000. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. I'm just going to give you $10,000 for a round estimate. I would probably put maybe 15% of that into it on Monday and then wait for it to start falling. Once it starts falling, that's when I start putting another 15% and another 15%, and I keep on going. So here now we have Phizer, which is one of the companies that I would personally be investing in a lot right now, because right now, as we can see in this chart, they are pretty well hovering around the top of where they have been. If they break through this 38-ish, 39-ish, 40-ish dollar mark, that is when I would start investing heavily. I would be really surprised if they did go down on this news. As you can see, after hours they did go up, mainly because of, I would assume, Trump's little speech that he did. And then it's been pretty well hovering between that 35-ish and 40-ish, 39-ish dollar mark. If it breaks above that, I would definitely be getting in. Right now would be a good time to get in as well on Monday, but I can almost assume with the news on Monday, the before hours trading is going to be going a lot higher than 40, but that is just speculation on my part. The nice thing, because I am a dividend investor, is the fact that it does have a 3.9% yield. So if you're looking for, I would say, a pretty good speculation stock, considering that they are the sole company as of right now who has a vaccine that is a massive 90% success rate, I would definitely invest something into it, especially at that dividend. That's going to give you a little bit of a quarterly income while this price goes up. How far will it go up? We don't know as of yet, but considering that they have got over $1 billion and something from Trump, and I can almost assume that there's going to be another billion or so, or even tens of billions from other countries around the world. They currently have something that is what every single company in the entire world, every single business, every single human, every single country wants, what they are providing right now. They are literally better than Apple right now, in my opinion, because Apple has an iPhone that everyone wants. Meanwhile, Phizer has a vaccine that will save tons and tons of lives that everyone wants as well. And of course, my favorite stock right now, Carnival. I'm a huge bank investor. I like investing in dividends. I like dividends. Carnival may show a 12% dividend. They don't have a dividend right now. They are in a lot of financial trouble, and this is a massively speculative stock, but Carnival is one of the biggest cruise companies in the world. They've paid a dividend for a very long time up until recently, so I would assume once they are able to pay a dividend again, they're going to. When? Who knows? I'm going to assume probably 3 to 5 years from now, because they're going to have to pay off all those loans that they've gotten. But once they do start paying a dividend, they'll be probably in that 3 to 5% range, maybe 2%. But something that's also very good about Carnival that a lot of people don't actually know, if you have 100 of their shares, guess what? If you have 100 Carnival shares, you get actual bonus money that you can spend on Carnival Cruises when you go on a Carnival cruise, which is fantastic. Will that little benefit survive the COVID pandemic? Who knows? But they seem to be in very good position right now when it comes to when the vaccine gets out, and of course when people start wanting to travel again, which is going to be very fast, because I can tell you right now, it's about to snow outside, and I cannot stand cold. I cannot stand the cold. I cannot stand the snow. I want to get the hell out of Canada so I can go into a warm country, and Carnival allows me to do that, of course, when they're running, and of course when the borders are open. By the way, if you're Canadian, yes, you can travel across the border. You just can't drive. You have to fly. But let's get down and let's check out Carnival stock. As we can see here, Carnival stock tends to really trade in a few parameters. So as we can see here, they generally go down to about the $20 mark, not including recently, and then they usually get up roughly in that 55-ish, $50 to $55 range. Well, recently in 2017, they did have that huge spike up, and then they topped, and then of course this happened, and then the coronavirus happened, which doesn't help this part, but of course things happen. They were still doing extremely well, and this ramp up was also very nice to see. So what I personally think is going to happen, we have now recently seen them plummet out here, and now they are topped out here, and they are somewhat sitting around here. So they have really not moved anywhere past the $19-ish mark, and they also haven't plummeted any further than $9. So as of right now, you're basically sitting in the middle of their current trading range, and from there, what we can assume is, hey, at $16 a share, they're probably going to be up huge when it comes to Monday. I'm going to say that they're probably going to go up probably to $18 or $19 a share on Monday or Tuesday because of this vaccine coming out, because of all the people who are speculative type of traders. but it's going to come back down probably to this range once again, and because of that, I would probably not again buy all in. I personally like to hold companies and shares for a very long time, and I never buy in 100% right away unless it was the Canadian banks back when CIBC was $85 a share a few months ago, and I was just totally buying everything I could. Literally all my cash went to banks, because when those banks plummeted, they're not going to sit there for long, and of course I won. And I'm up 20-30%. But that's just fantastic. That's not me rubbing it in. These are my 3 picks if this coronavirus vaccine does succeed and does get approved for emergency uses. If it does, I hope that these 3 picks will help you. Again, just make sure to check with your own advisors and do your own research. Don't take my research or my thoughts as something that you should do. Go check it out for yourself. I hope that you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.